And collect your change and spread the word. Every cent counts. Bring your change to the museum, 200 North Lee Avenue in Roswell, New Mexico, or call 575-622-8333. New this spring, community workshops at ENMU Roswell. Exploring MIG Welding is April 8th and 9th. It's an entry-level workshop for beginners exploring the art of welding using the metal inert gas process. Cost is $115 per person. To sign up, call Vicki, 575-624-7164. To have your event listed on the KSVP community calendar, email calendar@ksvpradio.com. Please let us know at least 1 week in advance.
This is KSVP and K229 AS Artesia.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rhonda Rockstra. The former chief prosecutor of the International Criminal Court calling for an international arrest warrant to be issued for Russian President Putin. Carla Del Ponte told the Swiss newspaper there are clear war crimes being committed in Ukraine. In a sidebar, Vladimir Zelensky warning retreating Russian forces are creating a, quote, complete disaster, his words, outside the capital, leaving behind many mines, even around homes and corpses. Speaking on Fox News Channel's special report with Brett Baer, the Ukraine president says there is just one way the war will end.
Only without victory. A victory of truth means victory of Ukraine and Ukrainians. The question is when it will end. That is a deep question. It's a painful question. Besides victory, the Ukrainian people will not accept any outcome.
Meanwhile, a Russian group that monitors political arrests say 208 people have been detained in demonstrations held across the country protesting Russia's military operation. More than 70 held in Moscow, a similar number in St. Petersburg. Meanwhile, the head of Russia's space program says the future of the International Space Station hangs in the balance after the U.S. and European Union and Canadian space agencies missed a deadline to meet Russian demands for lifting sanctions on Russian enterprises and hardware. U.S. imposing new sanctions against North Korea.
The Treasury Department accused 5 entities of providing support to North Korea's development of weapons of mass destruction and ballistic missile programs. The new sanctions follow a rise in tensions with North Korea after 2 ballistic missile tests in late February and early March, and another launch last week. Washington's move follows similar measures imposed by Japan. Greg Clugston, the White House.
More at townhall.com.
Enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Message and data rates may apply. If you are a man over 40, listen up, because this could impact how much you're getting done during the day and at night. The harsh reality is, once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. Here's the good news. Nugenix, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC, has changed the game again for men over 40 with Nugenix Total T, their most powerful man-boosting formula ever, and guys all over America are raving about it. Jeremy P. says, this is the best product I found to raise T levels. I plan on using the product for the rest of my life. And how about Shane D? He says, I had no drive and was tanked out at the end of the day. After 3 months, my energy level is through the roof. I work out like most 19-year-olds. I am 47. Guys over 40, you need Nugenix Total T. And right now, you can get a complimentary bottle. Just text BICEP to 42424. It's the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. But you can only get your complimentary bottle by texting BICEP to 42424. That's BICEP to 42424. Text BICEP to 42424.
Coronavirus infection rates in Britain reaching all-time highs, with about 1 in 13 people estimated to have been infected in just the past 7 days.
In the week ending March the 26th, around 4.9 million people tested positive with COVID-19 in the UK, according to Britain's Office for National Statistics. The latest surge is driven by the more transmissible Omicron variant BA2, which is the dominant variant across the UK. Hospitalizations and death rates are again rising, although the number of people dying with COVID-19 is still relatively low compared with earlier this year. The British government scrapped all remaining coronavirus restrictions in England as new infection rates shot up and continue to climb. I'm Karen Chamas.
7 accident investigators from the National Transportation Safety Board arriving in China to help authorities look for clues into what caused last month's crash of a jetliner. More at townhall.com. Sarah Palin yesterday shook up an already unpredictable race for Alaska's lone U.S. House seat.
She joined a field of 50 other candidates seeking to fill the seat held for decades by the late U.S. Representative Don Young, who died last month. Palin filed paperwork Friday with the State Division of Election Office in Wasilla. Palin, a former Alaska governor who was the 2008 Republican vice presidential nominee, has the biggest national political profile in the packed field that includes current and former state legislators and a North Pole City Council member named Santa Claus. Patrick Foss reporting.
Former New York Governor Andrew Cuomo suing the state's Ethics Commission, part of an ongoing dispute over his earnings from a book about his efforts during the pandemic. The Joint Commission on Public Ethics granted the approval for the book deal after being told a disgraced Democrat would not use state personnel or resources, but a state assembly investigation found that wasn't the case. More on these stories at townhall.com. I'm Ron DeRockstra.
Welcome to Bulldog Basketball on KSBP AM and FM and at KSBPTV.com. Bulldog Basketball is presented by Artesia Animal Clinic, Artesia Credit Union, Artesia Family Health Center and Presbyterian Medical Services, Artesia Ford Sales, Artesia General Hospital, Artesia Plumbing and Heating, Kane Electric Supply, Castle Rentals, Catalyst Church, Central Valley Electric, Cisco Equipment, Crouch Plumbing, Deans Incorporated, Brandon Williams and Farm Bureau Insurance, Faith Baptist Church, Forest Tire of Artesia and Carlsbad, Ross Mortgage, Guy Chevrolet, H&R Block of Artesia, Hermosa Church of Christ, KFC of Artesia, Incredible Printing, J.S. Ward & Son Insurance Agency, J&J Home Care, La Fonda, New Hope Baptist Church, Pop's Diner, Smile Expressions, Saudi Stockton and State Farm of Artesia, Tate Branch of Artesia, TMJ Auto, and Western Bank. Now, on to the action.
Hey guys, Cambria here from your local Artesia KFC Taco Bell. Did you know right now you can get a 10-piece of legs and thighs, chicken only for $13.99? And people love our KFC chicken sandwich.
You've got to try it. An extra crispy, hand-breaded chicken fillet placed on a buttery brioche bun, topped with pickles and your choice of classic or spicy mayonnaise. It's the best chicken sandwich ever, and it's only at your KFC in Artesia.
We hope to see you soon at your local KFC Taco Bell in Artesia.
Prices are being slashed at Castle Rentals, Artesia's fun and friendly rent-to-own furniture store. Get a free mattress pad cover when you purchase a Serta or Kingdom mattress. Both brands on sale now. Get deep discounts on lamps by Cow Lighting. Beautiful and unique handcrafted lamps made right here in the US of A. Find your new furniture, appliances, or electronics today at Castle Rentals, 2616 West Main in Artesia. Rent to own or 90 days same as cash on all items.
Holy guacamole! The best guacamole in the Pecos Valley is at La Fonda Restaurant in Artesia. Holy guacamole! Everything is coming in fresh by the truckload. Avocados, green chilies, jalapenos, tomatoes, and onions. The makings of our signature salsa, golden fried chili rellenos, and of course our guacamole. Holy guacamole, what are you waiting for? La Fonda Restaurant, 210 West Main in Artesia, with plenty of parking off Highway 285. Holy guacamole!
It's important to know local folks you can trust. People who'll be there for you when you need it most. Cisco Equipment in Artesia, serving southeast New Mexico since 1978 and new locations throughout Texas, is the leader in equipment rentals, sales, and service. Whether it's an excavator, backhoe, or wheel loader for the pipeline, or a reach fork or man lift for the construction site, Cisco Equipment has the dirt and aerial equipment to get the job done. Call the team at Cisco Equipment today, 748-1314, serving all of southeast New Mexico and throughout Texas.
ENMU Roswell offers high school students the opportunity to get a head start on their college education journey into healthcare. Through the Allied Health Careers Pathway, high school learners can enroll in dual credit courses that introduce them to a wide range of careers that include emergency medical technician, paramedic, nursing, occupational therapy, respiratory therapy, medical assisting, phlebotomy, and nursing assistant. Start your healthcare career path at ENMU Roswell. Contact your high school counselor for more information.
When I was young, I thought I had forever to prepare for retirement. But as the years went by, retirement got closer and closer. And, well, I wish I'd have started saving 10 years earlier.
How you spend your retirement depends on what you do now while you're still working. We've helped a lot of area seniors prepare for retirement. Stop in and see us about saving for yours. Western Bank of Artesia. We're big on you. Member FDIC.
Incredible Printing is begging you, please don't vote for Michelle Lujan Grisham. We're already last in everything. Don't vote for Michelle Lujan Grisham, please. This announcement paid for by Incredible Printing.
I'm Georgia Haynes, and I approve this message.
Hey there, Bulldog fans. Joby Hodling here with KSVP TV and KSVPradio.com, joined by Coach Crandall. And Coach, you guys coming off a spring break, didn't have any games during the spring break, which was probably good for the girls, but you did get some practice in.
We did. So we're coming right off of the tournament that we had in Las Cruces, and then we went right into our tournament here in Artesia, and then spring break fell right after that, which was good. We practiced on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Had 3 good practices, gave them the rest of the weekend off. We don't play till this coming up Thursday, so good time to give them a little rest and let them have a little fun with their family and come back focused for the week of Carlsbad and Gallup, which is a big week for us. Carlsbad, obviously, for what it is, and then Gallup, I feel, is second best team in the state.
Okay, so let's talk about that. This week you've got Carlsbad coming here to Artesia for your away at home and away. You just play them one time there and then one time here. Carlsbad always formidable. Talk about them a little bit.
Carlsbad's very good every year. Like right now they're undefeated. They just won the Karen or Christy Gallego tournament in Albuquerque. Had some good teams there. So again, they're got some great pitching. Play really good defense. They got a couple of really good hitters, so it's always a good team. It's good for us. It's really close. You want to play the best competition you can, and not having to travel very far is even better. So again, that's a blessing for us to get to play them being as good as they are. So right, helps us.
Right, and then Saturday you've got a doubleheader in the afternoon and coming all the way up down from Gallup, and talk about the Gallup Bengals a little bit.
Gallup's got a great pitcher. Fundamentally, they play the game really, really well. They're going to not make very many mistakes. They're going to put the ball in play where they need to and how they want to, run the bases well. And I said that pitcher, S.J. Haynes, she's just a sophomore, but man, I'm telling you, you won't see too many kids spin the ball like that kid does and put it where she wants. She's changed speeds. That kid's really, really good.
All right, Coach. Well, and Bulldog fans, you want to make sure you come out here to the Mack Chase Complex. We've got the single game Thursday at 6, or is it 5:30?
I would say it's at 6.
I believe it is at 6, and then Saturday afternoon after lunch, a doubleheader against a very talented Gallup team. So make sure you come out here and support the young ladies and their coaches. If you cannot make it, we will be carrying all 3 of these games right here on KSVP Radio and on KSVPTV.com. Coach, good luck this week, and go Bulldogs.
Thank you.
The Yucca Blossom Trade Show is back and even bigger and better for spring. Saturday and Sunday, April 2nd and 3rd. It's the Yucca Blossom Spring Into Action Trade Show at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. Even bigger than ever, with over 100 vendors across 3 buildings at the fairgrounds. And there's lots of activities for the entire family, including the Runyon Ranch Petting Zoo, MJWZ barrel cars, a cornhole tournament, face painting, kids get your picture taken with the Easter Bunny, and so much more. Plus, the food. Some of the best and most popular food trucks will be on hand so you can spend the entire day. Enter to win the raffle with a drawing live on 92.9 The Brand Sunday afternoon at 2 p.m., 9 a.m. till 5 p.m. Saturday, April 2nd, and 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Sunday, April 3rd at the Eddy County Fairgrounds in Artesia. The Yucca Blossom Spring Into Action Trade Show. Don't miss it. Find Yucca Blossom Trade Days on Facebook to see some of the amazing one-of-a-kind items available to you during the Yucca Blossom Spring Into Action Trade Show, April 2nd and 3rd. This invitation paid for by Holly Frontier Navajo Refining Company, a proud member of our community.
Paul tells us in Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7, you will always harvest what you plant. There are paths we take in life that take us in certain directions, such as if you save $1 a day, you're sure to have savings accumulated. It's easy to want to think that if we only planted a few seeds, the harvest will be plentiful. But is that true? If I only planted a few seeds? See, the thing is this. I have to prepare. I have to be ready. I have to have a willingness to plant seeds. Not just the ones that I want to plant, but the ones that God wants me to plant. Are you planting seeds? Are you telling others about who God is, about who Jesus is, about how they work in your life daily? If you aren't, and you want to learn about how to do that, come visit us at the Hermosa Church of Christ, just north of Walmart. We meet on Sunday mornings for Bible class at 9 and worship for 10:10.
Hey there, Bulldog fans. Welcome back to the Mack Chase Complex as the Artesia Lady Bulldogs getting set to take on the Gallup Lady Bengals in Game 2 of our doubleheader. The Bulldogs, after getting Game 1 6-2, improve on the season to 8-3. The Gallup Bengals fall to 8-7 on the season, and we're almost ready to start the ball game here as the Bulldogs are out on the field. And the starting defense for Artesia, Perseus Aguilar behind the plate, Madison Martinez at first, McKaylee Morion at second, Riley Crandall at shortstop, and Kinsley Carlo at third. Jenna Whitmire out in left, Kenna Morrison in center, and Zoe Warren in right field, with Caden Apodaca in the circle for the Artesia Lady Bulldogs here in Game 2. Leading off things for the Gallup Lady Bengals is number 5, Sanaya Haynes. She is playing shortstop. Batting second is the second baseman, number 1, Brenna Vicente. The pitcher for Game 2 is number 3, Catherine Lincoln, and she's batting in the 3-hole. Center fielder is Taylor Morgan, wearing number 9 on her black jersey, and she is batting fourth. So there's your 1, 2, 3, 4 batters in the lineup for the Gallup Bengals as we get started here. And Sanaya Haynes steps in on the left side to face Caden Apodaca for the first time. The first pitch is called strike 1. And she looked like she checked her swing, and she had that running start out of the left side batter's box. Strike 1 either way, whether it was called swinging or otherwise. Aguilar setting up on the inner third to the left-hander. Their pitch is high and tight for ball 1. So 1-1 the count. 6-2 was our final score in Game 1. The Bulldogs getting that win. Bright sunshine here at the Mack Chase Complex. Wind blowing out of the south and southeast. That pitch bounces up there outside for ball 2. So 2-1 now the count. And I'm jealous of my tackle box mate because she has this big burrito looking thing. I have one too, but hers looks like it's way more full. I think she got special treatment. Yeah, they loaded hers up, whereas mine was good. It was fantastic. That ball misses down and away from ball 3. So 3-1 now to Haynes, the leadoff batter here. Mine was very, very, very good. It just was not nearly as loaded as the one I'm seeing next to me. So I'm going to complain. That's what I'm going to do. All right, here's the 3-1 pitch. And that misses down and away for a leadoff walk for the Gallup Bengals. So the first base runner is on board here in the top of the first inning in the form of a walk, and that'll bring up another left-handed batter, the second baseman, number 1, Brenna Vicente. She steps in on the left side, and Apodaca taking a look at the pitch from the dugout. Low and away, kind of gets underneath the glove of Aguilar, so that moves the runner down to second base. Ball 1 on the batter. Catherine Lincoln, pass ball. Catherine Lincoln on deck, and Taylor Morgan, the number 4 hitter, in the hole here for the Gallup Bengals. Caden Apodaca gets her pitch, now onto the rubber and ready to go. Here's the 1-0. Missed away, ball 2. These two teams met up last year in the state championship game, and Gallup returning all their starters. Very good club. 2-0 pitch coming from Apodaca. Ball 3, low. So 3-0 after walking the first batter. As she gets her pitch from the dugout. Good crowd here for the Bulldogs. There's a strike right down the middle, called strike 1. So 3-1 now the count. I'm going to turn this up a little so I can hopefully hear the umpire. All right, so 3-1 the count. As Apodaca once again looks at her wristband, gets the pitch. Hitter's count here for the number 2 hitter, Vicente, and she gets ball 4. So back-to-back walks, puts runners at first and second, and we've got Coach coming out of the dugout for the Bulldogs. Going to come out and talk to his pitcher, Coach Crandall. So while he's visiting there, the infield will all go over and talk over on third base. The outfield talking in center field. And the base runners and the batter talking to the third base coach. So everybody's talking except for the umpires, and they're starting to walk in. As Coach Crandall is still talking to the catcher and the pitcher, Aguilar and Apodaca for the Lady Bulldogs. Next week we've got Bulldog baseball and softball on tap. And I'll get those schedules for you. Looks like we got everybody broke up and ready to go here. Number 3 batter in the lineup, the pitcher. Number 3, Catherine Lincoln, will step in on the right side as Apodaca gets her pitch from the dugout once again. And we'll step in. Here's the wind and the pitch. Bounces up there. Good job by Perseus to come field that cleanly, come up ready to throw. The runners do stay put, but that's ball 1 to Lincoln. So on the 7th of April, we'll be over in Hobbs, Lady Bulldogs. First game at 4:30. Here's the wind and the pitch, and she leaves her bat out there and does not get the bunt down. Strike 1. So 1-1 now the count. Taylor Morgan on deck and Shaylee Vicente in the hole. And then on the 9th, district starts. Will be at Saturday the 9th, 11-1 in Portales. Oh, no, here, home. I read that wrong. Home next Saturday. So at Hobbs on Thursday, the 7th, and then here to start district next Saturday against Portales Rams for the Lady Bulldogs. Again, trying to get the bunt down. She does. Apodaca comes off out of the circle, makes the throw to the second baseman, McKaylee Morion, who was covering. And that is out 1, but both runners will move over. The 2 walks are now in scoring position, second and third. 1 down on the sacrifice bunt. And that was to 1-4. And that'll bring the number 4 hitter in the lineup, Taylor Morgan, to the plate. She's the center fielder for the Gallup Lady Bengals. Bats from the right side. Here's the wind in the pitch. Swung on, hit well to center field. That may be trouble, and it is. See ya. 3-run shot for the cleanup batter, Taylor Morgan. So a home run. She gets 3 RBIs, and with only 1 out, the score now 3-0 in favor of the Bengals. So coming to the plate will be the left fielder, number 8, Shaylee Vicente. One of the 2 Vicentes that are playing here in the ballgame for the Bengals. And so Vicente, batting from the left side, will step in as the ball comes back in from over the fence. Some fans out there in the center field bleachers throw it back in for the umpire. All right, so the bases are cleared, 1 out, and the score 3-0 here in the top of the first. The Bengals with the lead. And Apodaca ready to go in the circle. The wind and the pitch. Swung on, fouled off into the left side net for a strike 1 on a good fastball. Catcher number 12, Steph Charlie, on deck, and the right fielder number 2, Morgan Ballone, in the hole for the Bengals as they have the early lead here. Top of the first, 3-0, 1 out for the defense of the Lady Bulldogs. Here's the wind in the 0-1. It's way outside, ball 1, so 1-1 now the count. Again, defensively for the Bulldogs, Jenna Whitmire out in left, Zoe Warren in right, and Kenna Morrison in center. And the outfielders all shaded towards left side. Here's the wind in the pitch. Strike 2 called. Caught the outside half of the plate, so 1-2 now the count. Infield, Kinsey Carlo at third, Riley Crandall at short, McKaylee Morion at second, and Madison Martinez at first base, with Perseus Aguilar catching Caden Apodaca. 1-2 pitch. Swing, chop straight down, foul ball. So the count will remain 1-2. All right, so she'll step back in on the left side. The count remains 1-2 after that foul ball. Here's the pitch. This is away, 2-2. Now the count. Hear that wind blowing. It has gotten real strong at times, and then it's died down a little, but it's been breezy all day and continues to be here on this clear sky. Swing and a miss, strike 3. So the first strikeout recorded by Apodaca is out number 2 here in the inning. And that'll bring to the plate the catcher, number 12, Steph Charlie, to the plate. She bats from the right side. Bulldog defense gets back in their spots, and Apodaca taking a look into the dugout to get the pitch. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on, fouled off just over the Bulldog dugout on the right side. Boy, I hear a loud growl. Was that our barking guy? Strike 1. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung, and that's going to be down the right field line. Just foul by about 2 foot. So just a foul ball, strike 2 for Steph Charlie, the catcher. 0-2 the count. 2 outs here in the top of the first. The score 3-0 as Gallup gets a pair of walks to lead things off, and then the number 4 hitter hits it out of the park. Here's the pitch, swung on, fouled off again to the right side. That'll hit over on top of the... Ooh, we can hear him down there. He's got that, I don't know if you call that a growl or a... I don't know what you call it. 0-2 the count on 3 straight foul balls. Here is the 0-2. Swung on, chopper right to Madison Martinez. She takes 1 step to her right, fields it, and cleanly goes back to the bag for out number 3. So in the top of the first, there's 3 runs off of 1 hit. There was no errors, and there was nobody left on base. So the score after half an inning is 3-0 in favor of the Bengals. We'll be back bottom half of the first coming up here on KSVP Radio and KSVPTV.com.
Hey guys, Cambria here from your local Artesia KFC Taco Bell. Did you know right now you can get a 10-piece of legs and thighs, chicken only, for $13.99? And people love our KFC chicken sandwich.
You've got to try it. An extra crispy, hand-breaded chicken fillet placed on a buttery brioche bun, topped with pickles and your choice of classic or spicy mayonnaise. It's the best chicken sandwich ever, and it's only at your KFC in Artesia.
We hope to see you soon at your local KFC Taco Bell in Artesia.
Prices are being slashed at Castle Rentals, Artesia's fun and friendly rent-to-own furniture store. Get a free mattress pad cover when you purchase a Serta or Kingdom mattress. Both brands on sale now. Get deep discounts on lamps by Cow Lighting. Beautiful and unique handcrafted lamps made right here in the US of A. Find your new furniture, appliances, or electronics today at Castle Rentals, 2616 West Main in Artesia. Rent to own or 90 days same as cash on all items.
Welcome back, Bulldog fans. The Artesia Lady Bulldogs come to bat for the first time here in the second game of the doubleheader, as Gallup gets out to an early lead, 3-0 off a home run and 3 RBIs for their cleanup batter, Taylor Morgan. She hits that shot out over the center field fence. But the Bulldogs now get their half of the inning. They can try to get these runs back. And there it was. Get a hit all bark by the barking guy. Riley Crandall stepping in, the shortstop here in game number 2. First pitch she sees is a chopper toward the second baseman. Fields it cleanly, fires to first. 4-3 on 1 pitch is the out. Vicente to Marufo, and 1 down. So that'll bring Kenna Morrison to the plate. Kenna wears number 2 on her black jersey, and she's playing out in center field here, ball game. As the pitcher, Catherine Lincoln, ready to go to work. And there is a changeup out in front of it. She might actually beat it out. She does. She is safe at first base on the swinging bunt. Way out in front of it, but got enough piece of it that it just trickles out toward the third baseman. The pitcher, Lincoln, gets to it pretty quickly, but then fires it to first base, but it's not in time with a speedy Morrison who beats it out. And that'll bring the pitcher, number 24, Caden Apodaca, to the plate. First pitch she sees is a swing and a miss for strike one. Defensively, Chaley Basenti out in left, Morgan Ballone in right, and Taylor Morgan in center field. Leah So at third. Sanaya Haynes at shortstop as that pitch is swung and missed for strike two. Brenna Basenti at second and Jasmine Marufo at first, with Steph Charlie catching Catherine Lincoln. There's your defensive setup for the Gallup Bengals. 0-2 pitch. Swung on, hit hard. That's a seeing eye single between short and third base. So moving down to second is Kenna Morrison, and moving to first on the single is Caden Apodaca. That'll bring the cleanup batter to the batter's box in the catcher, number 15, Perseus Aguilar. Perseus steps in on the right side. We saw her get things started with a home run in game number one. Here's the pitch. Missed away for called strike one. That didn't sound right. Missed away for a called strike one. So it was not a missed away, it was a strike on the outside corner. Here's the pitch. That one bounces, it gets away from the catcher, so both runners will move into scoring position. Wild pitch, I think. Bounced in front of her. All right, so the Bulldogs have 2 runs on the base paths now in the form of Morrison and Apodaca. And the tying run at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That's going to be a shot right at the third baseman. That's going to get, and then she's going to be safe as the runner down there for the Bulldogs, Morrison, is chased back, and then the ball goes an errant throw. So she is safe. All right, so let's see. That'd be fielder's choice and an error. So everybody is safe. The Bulldogs, Kenna Morrison comes in after being chased back to third. The third baseman catches it, fires it home plate, chases, and then throws it, and it gets by the third baseman. So the Bulldogs with runners at first and second now, and that pitch to number 8, Zoe Warren, is low for ball one. So Apodaca stayed at second. Perseus Aguilar is now down at first on the error by the catcher. That pitch is high and away for ball 2 to Zoe Warren. Kinsey Carlo on deck and McKaylee Morion in the hole for the Bulldogs. The score now 3-1 Gallup, but the Bulldogs have the tying run at first. That's down the middle, but low for ball 3. So 3-0 to Zoe Warren with Kinsey Carlo on deck and Morion in the hole, and the Bulldogs with runners at first and second and 1 out. The pitch called strike one. So 3-1 now the count. Here's the wind in the pitch, and that's ball 4, and that'll load them up. As the Bulldogs coming to the plate is the third baseman, Kinsey Carlo. So Apodaca stands at third, Perseus Aguilar at second, and Zoe Warren, after drawing that walk, at first, and now Kinsey up in the front of the box, looks at called strike one. Second baseman McKaylee Morion on deck, and first baseman Madison Martinez in the hole. Here's the pitch, swung on. That's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. She comes home with it and gets that out. Everybody else safe. So the fielder's choice will bring McKaylee Morion to the plate. 5-2 the put out, second out. And Morion will step in with the bases loaded and 2 outs. First pitch she sees is low and away for ball 1. So the pitcher, Lincoln, working pretty much the same as the first pitcher in Haynes in game 1 very quickly. Here's the pitch, low and away, ball 2. Good job there by Charlie. And she backstabbed that pitch, did not let it get by her. So Apodaca was out at home on the fielder's choice, 5-2, and that puts Perseus Aguilar at third, Zoe Warren at second. Swing and a miss by Morion. The count goes to 2-1. Kind of chased that one. And Kinsey Carlo down at first base as I finished my thought. She reached on that fielder's choice. So the bases remain loaded, 2 outs, 3-1 Gallup, but the Bulldogs looking to try to get it tied up or more. Here's the pitch swung on. That's another chopper down the line, and this time foul down the third base line. So the count will go to 2-2 on McKaylee. The Bulldogs been out in front. That's the third or fourth time they've hit it right down the third base line, 2 of which the third baseman got 2, but that one foul. And she is playing over on the line. And everybody's shading to the left field out in the outfield. Here's the pitch. And she doesn't take the swing, and it's called ball 3. And the catcher turned around and said, where did it miss? So full count. It might have been a little high. But whatever the case, called a ball. So full count to Morion as she steps back in. Bases loaded, 2 down. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. So she'll go down swinging, and the Bulldogs will be the end of their inning. 3 outs. There were 2 hits. There was 1 error. 1 run does come across, and the Bulldogs leave the bases loaded. So we've played a full inning, and the score 3-1 in favor of the Gallup Bengals. We'll be back.
My name is Larry Dean. I'm the discipleship pastor here at Faith Baptist Church, and I'd like to invite you to something we call faith groups. Now, there are a ton of resources out there to help people better understand the Bible, but I believe the very best way to grasp the truths of Scripture is to get together with other adults on a regular basis to study the Bible. And that's what we do every Wednesday night here at Faith Baptist Church. So if you're not in a weekly Bible study, come join us this Wednesday at 6:15 for faith groups. Thanks, God bless, and go Bulldogs.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
Welcome back here to the second half of our doubleheader. The Artesia Lady Bulldogs going into the top of the second inning against the Gallup Bengals, and Gallup leading here in game number 2, 3-1. And coming to plate for the Gallup Bengals to face Apodaca for the first time is Morgan Ballone, the right fielder. She is the number 7 hitter in the lineup, leading off here in the top of the second. Here's the pitch, high and away, ball 1. Do you have any of those things? All right, so 1-0 the count as Apodaca gets her pitch. From the dugout, here's the pitch. Strike 1 called. 1-1 now the count. That one down the middle. Jasmine Marufo, the first baseman, is on deck, and Leah So, the third baseman, is in the hole, and she's gotten some work here in this ball game. Leah So has. Swing and a miss on a good pitch there from Apodaca. Strike 2, so 1-2 the count to the batter Ballone. Zoe Warren, Jenna Whitmire, and Kenna Morrison, right, left, and center. The pitch, high and tight. Ball 2, 2-2 the count. Madison Martinez over at first, Kinsey Carlo at third, McKaylee Morillon at second, and Riley Crandall shortstop. Mercedes Aguilar catching Caden Apodaca. Will they make my headache stop hurting? Here's a swing and a foul tip back into the... okay, I'll take them then. 2-2 the count remains after that foul tip. She steps back in on the right side. Thank you, ma'am. All right, here's the wind in the pitch. Swing and a foul ball down the right side. Just a little late on the cut. Line drives it, but foul right side. So the count remains 2-2 as they'll gather that up and get it back into the pitcher, Apodaca. Zoe Warren went out there and got it out in right field. All right, so here we go again. Everybody's back set, ready to go. Apodaca gets her pitch back onto the rubber in the circle. The pitch swung on, grounded right back to Caden. She will throw it to first. 1-3 is out number 1 here in the inning. Apodaca to Martinez, and that'll bring Jasmine Marufo to the plate. She is the first baseman for the Gallup Lady Bengals. Wears number 6 on her black jersey, and she'll step in for the first time against Caden Apodaca here this afternoon. Pitch low for ball 1. Squirts away from Perseus Aguilar, but nobody on, so no worries. 1-0 the count, 1 out, top of the second inning here in game number 2. And I mean, it is a bright, cloudless blue sky here in Artesia. Here's the pitch. Strike 1 called. 1-1 the count. Leah So on deck. She's the third baseman. And then we're back to the top of the order as Sanaya Haynes is playing shortstop here in game number 2. She is in the hole for the Bengals. The pitch, strike 2 called, right down the middle. 1-2 now the count. All right, here we go, the 1-2 count. Pitch, high for ball 2, 2-2. And I don't know, I guess that's the Gallup Bengals chanting. Boy, I can hear them good in our microphone. 2-2 the count. Aguilar sits up on the inner third, and there's the pitch, fouled off to the right side. The count remains 2-2. And then a ball comes, where'd that come from? Oh, it came off the net. I thought it made it over the net, and it didn't. Hit the back of the net, over the crowd, and rolls back onto the field. So umpire puts it back in the ball bag. 2-2 count remains, and here's the pitch. Strike, oh no, call ball just off the inside of the plate for ball 3. So full count now for Marufo. Aguilar and Apodaca both looking in to get the pitch. And she's going to set up on the inner third. Here's the pitch. That's where it's at, and he rang her up. The batter thought it was a ball. Strikeout number 2 for Apodaca in the ball game, and that is out number 2 in the inning. And that'll bring us to the number 9 batter in the lineup, Leah So. How do you pronounce her last name? So. All right, so Leah steps in on the right side. Her first time through to see Caden Apodaca, who gets the wind in the pitch. Swung on right at the third baseman. Fire across in time. 5-3 the put out. Carlo to Martinez, and they go down in order, 1, 2, 3. No hits, no runs, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played an inning and a half, and the score remains 3-1 in favor of the Gallup Bengals. Bottom of 2 coming up.
If you're tired of sleep problems like insomnia, snoring, or restless leg syndrome, the Sleep Center at Artesia General Hospital is committed to helping you reclaim a good night's rest. Our Artesia location offers convenience, comfort, and a team of staff with more than 25 years of experience in diagnosing and treating adults and teens. It's time to put your sleep disorders to bed. Request an appointment online at artesiageneral.com/sleep.
Chaos Cafe is the place to kick your taste buds in the face. With some of the best food around, including a big breakfast that can scratch that itch. Whether you're fiending for French toast or begging for biscuits, they've got you covered. Plus, great lunch specials, signature burgers, and some of the most satisfying portions in the galaxy. Chaos Cafe backs the Bulldogs and the student athletes that work hard and play harder. Open Monday through Saturday from 5:30 till 2 at 501 South 1st in Artesia. Put a little chaos in your day with Chaos Cafe, and go Bulldogs.
Okay, we're back here for the bottom of the second inning, and Madison Martinez will lead things off for the Bulldogs. First pitch she sees, called a ball. I thought he was going to call that one a strike, so I took my time, but ball 1. Guess it missed a little high, I guess. Second pitch swung on, hit 1-2 hoppers to the shortstop, and she will fire across in time. 6-3 the put out for out number 1 for the Lady Bengals, and that'll bring Jenna Whitmire to the plate. Haynes to Marufo there on the put out. And Jenna Whitmire will step in her first time through to see Catherine Lincoln, the pitcher here in game number 2. Riley Crandall, the top of the order on deck, and Kenna Morrison in the hole for the Bulldogs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Whitmire steps back in on the right side. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got her to chase. And I don't know if that was a change or a curveball, but what was that, Coach? Change up. So strike 2 on the swing. 0-2 the count to Jenna. And she's ready to go. Here's the pitch, and that will miss away. Ball 1. 1-2 now the count. Pretty strike, one of the Gallup Bengals said. One of their fans. That was a pretty strike. It was like me a while ago. I called it a ball, and it was a strike. Swing and a foul tip. So she'll stay alive to Jenna Whitmire with 1-2 the count. Crandall on deck and Morrison in the hole for the Bulldogs. 1 out. Whitmire ready. Here's the pitch. And that drops down for ball 2. So 2-2 now to Jenna. The wind continuing to blow in the batter's favor out to left field. So blowing away from home plate. Here's the 2-2. Swung on. That's going to be a base rip up the middle. Line drive out there to left center field. And Jenna Whitmire gets the 1-out single, which gets the Bulldogs back to the top of the order. That's the 3rd hit in the ball game for the Bulldogs. And coming to the plate will be Riley Crandall, the leadoff batter. She grounded into a 4-3 put out her first time at the plate, I think on the very first pitch. So she'll step in 0-for-1 in the ball game against the pitcher, Catherine Lincoln, and look at ball 1. Low and away. Kenna Morrison on deck and Caden Apodaca in the hole for the Bulldogs. Here's the wind in the pitch. Swung on. That's another rip up the middle for a base hit. Jenna Whitmire will look at the coach and then be held at second base. So back-to-back singles for the Bulldogs with 1 out. Brings Kenna Morrison to the plate with runners at first and second. Kenna singled in the first and ended up scoring the first and only run of the game for the Bulldogs. And now she steps in with 1 out. Here's the first pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. So 0-1 the count. The pitcher, Caden Apodaca, on deck, and the catcher, Perseus Aguilar, in the hole. Here's the pitch. Strike 2 on the outside corner. So back-to-back called strikes on Morrison. She walked away from that one. Now she's back in there ready to go. 0-2 the pitch. Here's the pitch, and that's way outside for ball 1. 1-2 now the count. Tying run at first base, go-ahead run at home plate for the Bulldogs as the Gallup Bengals lead the Bulldogs 3-1. Runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That's going to be a little blooper on the infield. Oh, and it hits the batter. So that's an infield fly rule. So stay there. Infield fly rule. Well, they should have because there was less than 2 outs and runners at first and second. Which she could have, but it hit the batter's head. I mean the runner's head. So that's what they called infield had to have because the batter's out and the runners stay where they're at. So that's out number 2 in the infield fly rule. And that brings the pitcher, Caden Apodaca, to the plate, and she looks at ball 1. So she is 1-for-1. She singled in the first. Now back here batting in the second is Apodaca. Has runners at first and second with 2 out. There's a rip, and it's going to be caught. Good job there by the shortstop, Haynes. She didn't have to jump, but she went up high, stretched out, made the play for out number 3 on the line drive. So the Bulldogs get a pair of singles, but no runs. And there were no errors, and there was 2 runners left on base. So the score remains 3-1 Gallup. Top of the 3rd coming up.
Even if you swing the golf club like an arthritic giant gorilla, You'll look good on the course in professional polos, shirts, and hats embroidered by Business Notions. Even add your company logo to golf balls. So don't look like a gorilla. Call Business Notions at 625-2840. Professional embroidery and screen printing, perfect for your next event and sports teams. Business Notions. Our business is making your business look good. 625-2840.
Dean's Inc. of Artesia provides a superior choice for all your electrification, communication, and supply needs, with a vision to be the premier industrial electrical service provider in New Mexico and West Texas, providing unparalleled quality in supplies and service with highly skilled and conscious personnel. We pledge to our customers to exhibit the utmost in integrity and reputation while providing superior quality in all we do. Dean's Inc., located at 409 Commerce Road or online at deansinc.com.
Having a discussion up here in the tackle box about that play that hit the runner. We're not exactly 100% sure, but we think it was called an infield fly because the runners on first and second remained on the bags and the batter was out. All right, so in either case, Bulldogs unable to get any runs across, and so we're here at the top of the third inning. Caden Apodaca in the circle for the Bulldogs, and at the plate is the leadoff batter, Sanaya Haynes. She walked her first time up and scored a run. And she steps out of the batter's box, but now she's back in ready to go. The pitch, low and away, ball one. On deck is Brenna Vicente, the second baseman, and in the hole the pitcher, number 3, Catherine Lincoln, for the Bengals. And the wind just whipped up, and I saw a poor umbrella just get almost shredded. Now they're pushing it back out. Here's the pitch, swung on. That's a line drive. It's going to get over the head of the second baseman, and the right fielder comes up and fields it. Zoe Warren throws it in, but there's a single for Sanaya Haynes to lead things off here in the top of the third. So the second hit given up by the pitcher Apodaca. She also has 2 strikeouts, and she's given up 2 walks. But a leadoff single, top of the third. Now the bunt effort does not connect, so strike one for Vicente. Lincoln on deck and Morgan in the hole for the Bengals. Carlo, Crandall, Morion, and Martinez from third to first as we go with the 0-1 pitch. Again, squares to bunt, pulls it back this time. It's low and away for ball one, 1-1. Now the count. Whitmire, Morrison, and Warren from left to right. The catcher is Aguilar. And the pitcher, Apodaca, for the Artesia Bulldogs. 1-1 the count. Nobody out. Runner at first base is Haynes. She got that leadoff single. And the pitch is going to bunt it down the third base line, foul for strike 2. The Lady Bulldogs will have off a few days. They don't play again until next Thursday over in Hobbs, and then a doubleheader to start district off next Saturday here at the Mack Chase. 11-1 against the Portales Rams. The first game scheduled in Hobbs on Thursday at 4:30. Here's the wind in the pitch. Bounces it up there. Perseus keeps it in front of her or off to the side of her enough. Keeps it close that the runner does not advance. It kind of scored it away from her, but she smothered it quickly. So the count goes to 2-2 with nobody out. Brenna Vicente at the plate. And the pitch just missed down. So the count runs full. With the right-handed batter, Catherine Lincoln on deck. And behind her in the hole is Taylor Morgan, who got that home run in the top of the first. Cleanup batter. Payoff pitch, swung on. It's a chopper up the middle, and that's going to be through. So the back-to-back singles for the Gallup Bengals. Singles for the Bengals, 2 of them. Puts runners at first and a runner at second. And that'll bring the number 3 hitter in the lineup, Catherine Lincoln, to the plate. She had a sacrifice bunt her first time up. As the 1-2 batters, Haynes and Vicente, walked their first time through. And second time through, they both singled. So they've been on bases both times. They scored a run apiece in the first. Another square to bunt. That's going to be called a ball 1. She pulled the bat back, and it didn't catch the inside corner enough
or at all, because it wasn't called. It was called a ball. So the count goes 1-0 to Lincoln. And she is the pitcher, and she's squaring to bunt again. And she pulls it back, and that pitch is high and away for ball 2 from Apodaca. So with nobody out and a pair of singles, and right in the meat of their order, Aguilar is going to trot out and talk to Apodaca. As the Gallup Bengals looking to add to their lead. Right now here in the top of the third, 3-1 is our score. Gallup up by 2, and with runners at first and second and nobody out, Aguilar back behind the plate, and stepping back in will be Lincoln, the pitcher for the Bengals. 2-0 the count. Apodaca with her pitch. They're going to square to bunt again. Here's the wind in the pitch. Slap hit down the right side, foul, and it gets over the pitcher's cage over there for strike 1. So 2-1 now the count to Catherine Lincoln. Taylor Morgan on deck and Shaylee Vicente in the hole. Aguilar sets up right in the middle. Here's the pitch. That's where it was at. Swing and a miss for strike 2. So 2-2 now the count. I think I just saw the temperature here. It's in the high 70s. The breeze blowing. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 3 for out number 1 here in the top of the third. So that's the third strikeout issued by Caden Apodaca, and that'll bring the cleanup batter to the plate, number 9, Taylor Morgan. She hit a home run her first time up, so she's 1 for 1 with 3 RBIs. She steps in with runners at first and second and 1 out. Pitch down and in. Good job there by Perseus as she went to her knees into the right-hander batter box to field that bouncing pitch. Keep the runners where they're at. Ball 1, 1-0 to Morgan. Vicente on deck and Charlie in the hole for the Bengals. Here's the wind in the pitch. Strike 1 called. Got the outside corner and the upper side of the strike zone. 1-1 now the count. Apodaca ready to go. Here's the wind in the pitch. Swung on. That's hit out to center field. Coming on hard. Oh, and unable to make the play is Morrison. And I'm going to wait for the official press box to tell me if that was an error or if it was a hit. So a single moves the batters around, or the runners around. So now the bases are loaded with 1 out. And at the plate, the left-hander, left fielder, Shaylee Vicente. 1 out, bases loaded as Apodaca trying to work her way out of the jam here. First pitch outside for ball 1. Again, Apodaca gets her pitch, gets back into the circle. The Bulldog's going to play up here, try to cut the runner off. Swing and a foul tip, kind of a half swing, check swing. Foul back into the net for strike 1. Catcher Steph Charlie on deck, and in the hole is the right fielder Morgan Balone for the Gallup Bengals as they try to extend their lead. 3-1 is the score right now at the top of the third. But they have the bases loaded. 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 2. So Vicente steps back in on the left side with a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. Too far outside, 2-2 now, the count. So Apodaca ready to go once again. 2-2 pitch. Oh, hits her in the head. Ouch. Of course, she's wearing a helmet, so I think she'd be okay. But the hit by pitch is a RBI for Steph Charlie. run hit by pitch in. So the RH, let's see, R hit by RHBPI. RHBPI. Hit by pitch run scores. And so the score now goes to 4-1 in favor of the Gallup Bengals as everybody moves the base. And coming in to score was Haynes from third. Moving over to third was Brenna Vicente. Going to second, Taylor Morgan. And going down to first, Chaley Vicente. Still only one out. Next pitch from Apodaca is high and away for ball 1 to number 12, Steph Charlie. She is 0 for 1 in the ball game. She hit to the first baseman, Madison Martinez, back in the first. Unassisted tag, touched the base over there. So 0 for 1, but she's got the bases loaded. Bulldogs still playing in on the infield with only one out. That pitch is low and in the turf. Again, a good job by Perseus to make sure it didn't get by her. So 2-0 now the count to Charlie. Morgan Balone on deck, and the right fielder, and in the hole is the first baseman, Jasmine Marufo. 4-1, top of 3, 1 out, 2-0 the count to the batter, Steph Charlie. Pitch inside for ball 3. All right, so 3-0 now the count with the bases loaded. As Apodaca back to motion. Her pitch is away, and that's going to be a walk RBI. As everybody will move on 4 straight pitches, the walk. Third walk issued by Apodaca. And so Brenna Vicente comes in from third. Taylor Morgan moves over to third. Chaley Vicente moves to second. And Steph Charlie now stands at first. And we've got Coach Polito coming out to talk to the pitcher in the infield. And it looks like Madison Martinez is going to go in, so that may mean she's changing gloves to pitch. All right, so we're going to have a pitching change. We'll go ahead and take a break. The score now 5-1 in favor of the Gallup Bengals. Here in the top of the third. We'll be back.
Here are some helpful tips to get you and your teeth through the winter months from Smile Expressions in Artesia. Brush your teeth twice a day. Brushing not only protects your teeth, but also protects the gums from catching infections. Use the right toothpaste. The cold winter air as well as sinus pressure can cause sensitivity. Floss daily. Flossing protects your mouth from developing plaque, which can make you more prone to problems like heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and oral cancer. At Smile Expressions, we welcome new patients. Contact us today, 575-746-1900.
At H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they make sure your return gets done right. It's not just numbers, boxes, and forms. It's personal care, so you get every credit and deduction you deserve. With an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
Taxes may be more complex than you think. Visit your local H&R Block located on the corner of 5th and Texas in downtown Artesia.
All right, we're back here after the pitching change and the warm-ups. At the in the circle now is Madison Martinez. She moves over from first, and Caden Apodaca will go to first base. So Martinez stepping onto the rubber for the first time here in this ball game, and the first pitch called strike 1. 0-1 to Morgan Balone, who is at the plate, the right fielder. On deck is Jasmine Marufo, the first baseman, and in the hole, the third baseman, Leah So. Here's the pitch, high and tight for ball 1. So Apodaca ends up having, in her time on the mound, through 2 1/3 inning. She ends up with 3 strikeouts, 4 walks, 4 hits, and 1 hit by pitch is her line. Here's the pitch, high and away, ball 2, 2-1 now to Balone. Infield still playing in here with the bases loaded and only 1 down for the Bulldogs. as Martinez ready to go. 2-1 the pitch count. Swung on, pop fly back towards us in the press box. So the count will go to 2-2. So number 2, Morgan Malone, steps back in with a 2-2 count. And the base is juiced. Martinez gets her pitch, but she steps back off and looks again. Now she's ready. Swung on, fouled back. So the count remains 2-2. And they got to get a ball in from the dugout as umpire had none left. There comes another one in, which Perseus will hand to him. All right, so Maddie Martinez with a ball now. 2-2 the count, 1 out. And the pitch. High for ball 3. So a full count now to Malone, who is 0 for 1 in the ball game. She grounded out to the pitcher in the second. Full count, 1 out. The wind in the pitch. Strike 3 called. Good pitch. First strikeout of the ball game for Maddie. And that is out number 2. With Marufo coming to the plate. Jasmine Marufo, the first baseman, wears number 6. And she is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Perseus Aguilar, the catcher, setting up on the outer third. Here's the pitch, and it's way out there. Perseus did a good job backhanding that pitch because it was coming. And it was way outside, but she catches it. So ball 1, 1-0 the count to Marufo. On deck is the number 9 hitter in the lineup. Third baseman, number 13, Leah So. And then they're back to the top of the order are the Gallup Bengals with Sanaya Haynes waiting in the hole. Here's the 1-0. Down and in, ball 2 to Marufo. So Martinez looking over to the dugout, gets her pitch, and Perseus setting up on the outer third again. 2-0 the pitch count. Here's the pitch, swung on. It's a ground ball to the left side. That's a base hit. It goes into center field. 1 run will score. 2 runs will score. And so Gallup now up 7-1 on the 2 RBI single by Marufo, the number 8 hitter in the lineup. So coming in to score from third base was Taylor Morgan. And also coming in from second base, Shaylee Vicente. That'll move Steph Charlie to second. She held up there. And now down at first is Jasmine Marufo, and at the plate, number 13. She's going to chop it down the line, tag out on third, and that is the final out by Kinsey Carlo, unassisted. 5, but some damage done there as the 1, 2, 3, 4 hits given up, and an additional 1, 2, 3, 4 runs on those 1, 2, 3, 4 hits. There was no errors, and there were 3 runners left on base. So we've played 2.5, and our score now 7-1. We'll be back.
You've changed thousands of diapers, cut off hundreds of crusts, played hours of peekaboo and duck, duck, goose. But you'd do anything for your kids. That's why it's so important to protect them with life insurance from State Farm. State Farm agent Sandy Stockton will help make it easy and affordable to help you protect your family, no matter what the future holds. Because for the people you'd do anything for, life insurance could mean everything. Call State Farm agent Sandy Stockton in Artesia today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Through Presbyterian Medical Services, Artesia Family Health Center is your all-in-one provider for medical, dental, and behavioral health services. They have highly skilled professionals ready to treat your medical, dental, and behavioral health issues. Appointments are available via phone calls, video calls, and limited office visits to provide you a safe and easy way to take care of your health. Need a COVID test or vaccine? Artesia Family Health not only offers testing, but the Moderna COVID vaccine too. Call and learn more. 575-746-9848 or visit Artesia Family Health at 1105 Memorial Drive in Artesia.
All right, we're back here for the bottom half, the home half of the third inning. Artesia Bulldogs will bring Perseus Aguilar to the plate. She is 0 for 1, reached on an error back in the first. Looks at, called strike one, right down the middle. On deck is Zoe Warren, the right fielder, and in the hole, Kenzie Carlo, the third baseman here in game number 2 for the Bulldogs, as Perseus steps back in. Here's the pitch. Ball just off the plate. 1-1 now the count. Chaley Bacinti out in left, Morgan Balone in right, and Taylor Morgan in center. I'll give you the infield here in just a moment. Here's the 1-1. Swung on. It's a hard hit, and that will get through the infield for a single. Diving, trying to make that play at shortstop was Sanaya Haynes, unable to come up with it on her dive. So the single leadoff puts the Bulldogs with a runner at first base and brings Zoe Warren to the plate. She walked her first time up. All right, so the rest of the defense for the Bengals has Leah So at third, Sanaya Haynes at short, Brenna Bacinti at second, and Jasmine Marufo, as that pitch is called a strike. Strike one to Zoe Warren. Steph Charlie, the catcher, and Catherine Lincoln in the circle for the Bengals, as they lead 7-1 here in the bottom of the third inning. But the Bulldogs start off with a single, so nobody out, runner at first. It's going to square to bunt, and she pulls it back on a high pitch, so the count goes to 1-1 on Zoe Warren. Here's the pitch, swung on, and that's a foul ball. That was a weird, yeah. I did too. I thought she hit the glove with her bat. But 1-2 the count now on the foul ball. Nobody out. Runner at first base. Here's the pitch. That misses away. 2-2 now the count. Kenzie Carlo on deck, and in the hole, McKaylee Morion for Artesia as they try to scratch some runs back here. They're down by 6, 7-1 here in the third inning. The pitch holds off on it. Good change up there, but as it dove at the end, but Warren able to hold off. And so the score now, the count now full to Zoe Warren as she steps back in on the right side. Here's the pitch, swung, and it's a line drive out to left center field. That's going to move the runner from first to third, and Zoe will stop at first base. So a nice piece of hitting there on the full count by Zoe Warren. Back-to-back singles, and the Bulldogs now going to work here as they have a runner at first and runner at third. Nobody out, and the third baseman, number 12, Kenzie Carlo, come to the plate. Kenzie reached on a fielder's choice, but she's 0 for 1 in the ballgame. As she'll step in on the right side to face Catherine Lincoln for the second time through. Bulldogs down by 6, 7-1. Here's the pitch. She's going to square to bunt and pulls her bunt back. Going down to second base uncontested is Zoe Warren. So she now in scoring position along with Perseus Aguilar, who is at third base. Aguilar led the inning off with a single, and then Warren hit a single. So now at second and third, here's the pitch. High for ball 2 to Carlo. So 2-0 now the count with McKaylee Morion on deck and Madison Martinez in the hole. 2-0 pitch right down the middle, called strike one. So 2-1 the count. Here's the pitch. And that missed away for ball 3. So 3-1 now to Carlo. And she'll take a look out at the pitcher. Lincoln now step in. 3-1 the count. Runners at second and third. Nobody out. The pitch swung on and fouled. Down and back. Big cut there. She's out in front of it. So that'll take the count to full. Back-to-back full counts here for the pitcher, Catherine Lincoln. Carlo back in the box. And the wind in the pitch. Change up. It's a chopper down the left side, foul. So she'll go back down to the plate. She ran it out. Count remains full. as Carlo will step back in on the right side and Lincoln back onto the rubber. Here's the pitch. Pop fly to the right side, and the second baseman and the first baseman. The first baseman will call everybody off, and Jasmine Marufo will catch that on the infield for out number 1 in the pop fly. So that'll bring McKaylee Morion to the plate. She is the second baseman here in ball game number 2. That's where she played in game 1 as well. And she'll step in on the right side. She struck out her first time through, so she's 0 for 1 here in the ball game. Facing Lincoln for the second time. There's the pitch, low for ball 1. Madison Martinez on deck and Jenna Whitmire in the hole here as we're in the bottom third of the batting order. McKaylee in the 7 hole, Martinez in the 8, Whitmire in 9. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit well, and I think that's going to get out, and it's not. It's going to be caught. Man, I thought I had legs to get out of here, and it did not. It will be a sacrifice fly. Good job out there by Taylor Morgan. She had to turn and go back to the warning track almost against the fence. Makes the play for out number 2, but the sacrifice fly is an RBI for McKaylee Morion. As coming in to score is Perseus Aguilar, moving from second to third, Zoe Warren, and the Bulldogs get another run on the scoreboard. It's now 7-2, and Maddie Martinez at the plate. Here's the pitch. Ball 1 outside to Madison. She is 0 for 1. She grounded out to the shortstop an inning ago. She's got a runner down the line from her, though. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That's just foul down the left field line. She ripped it, but foul for strike 1. 1-1 now the count. Whitmire on deck and back to the top of the order. Riley Crandall in the hole. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. As Maddie Martinez steps back in. Here's the wind in the pitch. Swung on, right back to the pitcher. She catches it, and that is out number 3 on the little flare back to the pitcher. So that will be out number 3. The Bulldogs do get a pair of singles, so 2 hits, 1 run. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. So we've played 3 full, and the Bulldogs are now back within 5. 7-2 is the lead for the Gallup Bengals going in the top of the 4th.
Kane Electrical Supply is your #1 distributor when it comes to the top-of-the-line inventory. Kane Electric carries name brands such as Appleton, Burndy, Fluke, Cooper Lighting, Hoffman, Phillips Lighting, iDeck, Klein Tools, and Square D. Kane Electric has your professionals and will assist you with any information you may have on electrical supplies. Kane Electric delivers on location too. Come by Kane Electric today in Artesia at 1911 North Roselawn.
Hello, Martin here from Frost Mortgage. I want to tell you about something really, really awesome. It's my Zero for Hero program. Are you a veteran, current military? Do you work in the medical field, the police department, fire department, or are you in the school system? If you are, then we need to talk. My Zero for Hero program can assist you with either your closing costs or your interest rate. So call me at 575-749-6278 and let's discuss your options.
Frost Mortgage is a division of Primary Residential Mortgage Incorporated and is an equal housing lender. NMLS number 3094.
Okay, here we are, top of the 4th. The Gallup Bengals winning here in game 2, 7-2 as of right now. And they bring Sanaya Haynes to the plate, their leadoff batter. She is 1 for 1 with a walk, and a swing and a foul tip into the glove for strike 1. She singled in the 3rd, walked in the 1st. In both cases, she scored. So she's got 2 of those runs of the 7 for the Gallup Bengals. She's now got an 0-1 count here, top of 4, leadoff batter. Here's the wind in the pitch from Martinez. Perseus Aguilar did a really good job framing that pitch, but he called it a ball, so 1-1 the count. And she caught it and framed it up, but just missing in and maybe down. So 1-1 the count with Brenna Becenti on deck. Catherine Lincoln, the pitcher, in the hole. Here's the pitch, and that misses down and away for ball 2. Maddie came in the last inning with 1 out, and came in relief of Apodaca, who's now over at first base. It is swapped spots. So Caden Apodaca started the ball game in the circle, now at first, and Madison Martinez in the circle. The pitch swung on, pop fly on the infield, and calling everybody off was the shortstop Riley Crandall, and that is out number 1 on the pop infield fly. So it'll bring Brenna Vicente to the plate. She's the second baseman, wears number 1 on her jersey, and she also is 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. So they 1-2 batters for the Gallup Bengals mirrored each other in the first and the third. They both scored runs. They both got a walk in the first and both singled in the second. So what do we want here? Well, let's mirror a pop fly to the infield. Here's the pitch, swing and a foul tip into the glove. So it's strike 1. 0-1 the count. Catherine Lincoln on deck and Taylor Morgan, the center fielder for the Bengals, in the hole. She's also the cleanup batter. So they're in their 1, 2, 3, 4 batters here. 1 out. Vicente steps back in on the left side. Maddie gets ready to go. The pitch, strike 2 called on the outside corner to the left-hander. So 0-2 the count now. She put it right where Perseus had set up, right on that outside corner, and it was a called strike. So 0-2 the count now to Vicente as she'll step back in from the left side. Perseus setting up on the inside to her. It's going to be fouled off, now to play over to the left side. So the count remains 0-2. The ball comes rolling in from somewhere. I guess maybe the dugout. So Maddie taking a long look into the dugout to get her pitch. Now looking at her wristband. 0-2 the count, 1 out. Vicente back in on the left side. The pitch swung on, fouled off to the left side over the batter's pin over there. So the count remains 0-2. Good at bat here for Vicente as she's been able to foul off several good pitches after going down quickly 0-2. So staying alive with 1 out. Maddie Martinez ready to go. Perseus setting up on the outer third. There's the pitch. It's where she put it. Catching it on the ground ball in the infield, and she is out at first base. 6-3 by about a half a step there. Crandall to Apodaca for out number 2. And that'll bring the pitcher, number 3, Catherine Lincoln, to the plate. She is 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt. Well, I guess 0 for 2, actually. Strikeout also as she steps in on the right side. Batting in the 3-hole, 2 outs here in the top of the 4th, and Maddie Martinez back to work. First pitch misses away for ball 1. Cleanup batter Taylor Morgan on deck, and then the 5-hole batter Chaley Vicente in the hole for the Bengals if they can keep this inning going. Martinez gets her pitch, and now she's ready. Here's the 1-0. That's going to be a little flare to the shortstop. Pick it up and throw it across in time, I believe. Out number 3. Oh, called her safe, so it goes off of the, I don't know if that's an error or not. Why do y'all score that? Error? Yeah, so E6, I would too. Goes, she's unable to field it cleanly. So reaching on the error is Lincoln. And that brings the cleanup batter, Taylor Morgan, to the plate. She is 2 for 2 in the ballgame. She has a home run with 3 RBIs and a single, and she has scored twice. And now she steps out of the batter's box as Martinez, a long look into the dugout over there, finally gets her pitch. Morgan steps back in, and Maddie ready to go to work with a runner at first and 2 outs. Swing. It's a little roller. Picking it up at the number 3rd base position was Carlo. She fires it across in time, so 5-3 the putout. Carlo to Apodaca. And so there were no hits, there was no runs, there was 1 error on the Bulldogs, and there was 1 runner left on base. The score after 3.5, the Gallup Bengals continue to lead. They lead 7-2. Bottom half of the 4th coming up.
Eastern New Mexico University is open for visitors to come to visit our campus. Come be our guest for a guided tour of one of the best small-town college atmospheres in the Southwest. Take a look at all ENMU has to offer, including the best residence halls in New Mexico as recognized by Niche.com. Sign up today for your personal tour of ENMU and our beautiful campus by visiting enmu.edu/visit. Explore, experience, excel. Eastern New Mexico University.
Many times, patients require skilled care for short-term illnesses, temporary help after hospitalization or rehabilitation after a major surgery, and many more conditions that can be handled in the comfort of your home. J&J Home Care stands ready to provide such care when you or your family members need it. Our highly experienced nurses, therapists, and aides have been serving Artesia and the surrounding community for more than 20 years. To learn more about the services available at J&J Home Care, call 746-2892 or visit us at 1301 West Grand in Artesia.
We're all still standing as the song plays. I'm still standing. And I literally am standing, stretching out here. Jenna Whitmire going to lead things off for the Bulldogs here in the bottom of the fourth inning against Catherine Lincoln. First pitch she sees, chopper to the third baseman. Picks it up and fires it across for out number one on one pitch. 5-3 the putout, so to Marufo. And that'll bring the leadoff batter to the plate here in the bottom of the fourth, Riley Crandall. She is 1 for 2 in the ball game. She hit into a 4-3 putout in inning 1 and then singled in inning number 2. So 1 for 2. Steps in on the left side to face Lincoln for the third time here in game number 2. First pitch, strike one called on the outside corner. Kenna Morrison on deck and Caden Apodaca in the hole for the Bulldogs. Catherine Lincoln, the pitcher. Next pitch bounces up there on the changeup. So 1-1 now the count. Steph Charlie catching. Leah So at third. Sanaya Haynes at short. Brenna Vicente at second. And Jasmine Marufo at first. 1-1 pitch. Swung on. Pop fly on the infield. And the shortstop, Sanaya Haynes, will catch that for out number 2. So the fly out is the second out in the inning. And speaking of the infield defense, well, I think I got them. Chaley Vicente out in left, Taylor Morgan in center, and Morgan Balone in right. Here's the pitch. Just missed inside to the number 2 batter in the lineup, number 2, Kenna Morrison. So 1-0 the count. She is 1 for 2. Has a single and a run scored. Here's the pitch. Strike one called on that changeup that looked like a softball, slow pitch softball pitch. 1-1 now the count. Apodaca on deck and Aguilar in the hole. Here's the pitch. Ball 2, down and away. So 2-1 now the count. 2 outs though here quickly as the first pitch saw a 5-3 put out, and I think it was the third pitch or the fourth pitch, a fly out. Swung on down the line, foul on the third base side for strike 2 to Kenna Morrison. So 2-2 now the count to her. As they have to go all the way into the corner. Chaley Vicente out there in left field corner gathers it up and gets it back in. So Catherine Lincoln, who works very quickly, as did the Haynes in the first game, ready to go. 2-1 pitch, another change up. Falls for ball 3. Actually, I've got a full count. What do you have? You got 3-1? Yeah, it is full. So a full count. Here's the pitch. Swung on. That's hit down the right field line. That's going to be trouble. And oh, nope, it's just foul. I thought it was going to make it back in with some wind aid, but it didn't quite make it. So just a foul ball down the right field line. And 3 Bengals tried to get to it. Brenna Vicente, Morgan Balone, and Jasmine Marufo all give chase, but couldn't quite get there. So it falls for a foul ball strike. The count remains full for Morrison. Here's the pitch. Swing, and that's another one of those down the line. This time it'll get into, it didn't get over, it got into the pitcher's cage. So the count remains full, and she'll gather back up her bat and get ready to go again as they throw a ball in for the umpire. Full count, 2 outs. Bulldogs need a 2-out rally here. They're down by 5 in the bottom of the 4th, but 2 outs. Here's the pitch. There's a hit toward the middle of the field. Scooping it up is the shortstop, and in time, 6-3 the put out on Kenna Morrison. So the Bulldogs go down in order, 5-3, fly out, and 6-3. No hits, no runs, no errors, nobody left on base. We've played 4 full, and our score is 7-2 in favor of the Bengals. Break time. We'll be back.
It's Chevy Truck Month at Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia. Right now, take advantage of 0% APR for 48 months, plus a $1,000 accessory allowance when you purchase eligible GM accessories. We invite you to come see us today for a quick, hassle-free buying experience and drive home your new Chevy, Buick, or GMC, or one of our hand-picked pre-owned vehicles. Visit GuyChevy.com or come see us now at Guy Chevrolet Company on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia.
On approved credit must finance with GM Financial. Offer ends April 2nd, 2022.
Where can you find the best selection of beautiful and unique home decor in the region? Easy, Casa Decor in Ruidoso. For years, people from all over have come to Casa Decor for the best selection of rustic, real wood furniture, beautiful decor from the Southwest and beyond, and quality outdoor furniture and accessories that are built to last a lifetime. At Casa Decor, they have over 10,000 square feet of showroom for everything you need. Casa Decor opens 7 days a week from 9:30 to 5 at 1214 Meacham Drive in Ruidoso, or online at casadecorruidoso.com. Proud supporter of local high school sports.
We are back here in the top of the 5th inning with the Bengals leading 7-2. And the left-hander, Chaley Basenti, at the plate to face Martinez. First pitch, she's going to chop to the second baseman. Morion will get it there in time. 4-3 the put out on Chaley Basenti. First pitch, and that is out number 1 for the Bulldog defense. And that'll bring the catcher, Steph Charlie, to the plate. She wears number 12 on her black jersey. Steps in on the right side, and Martinez getting her pitch from the dugout. Now she's ready to go. So 4-3 on the first pitch was the put out. That pitch is fouled off and to the right side for strike 1. On deck is the right fielder, Morgan Balone, and in the hole is the first baseman, Jasmine Marufo, for the Bengals. Maddie Martinez in the circle. Perseus Aguilar, the catcher. Here's the pitch, 0-1. Just missed outside for ball 1. 1-1 now the count. Kinsey Carlo over at third. Riley Crandall at short. McKaylee Morion at second. And Caden Apodaca at first base with Jenna Whitmire in left. Zoe Warren in right. And up the middle, Kenna Morrison. 1-1 pitch. Swung on. It's a chopper. Charging up on it. Catching it on the second bounce is the shortstop, Riley Crandall, and that is out, number 2, second ground out of the inning. 6-3 the put out. And that'll bring Morgan Balone to the plate. She is 0 for 2 in the ballgame. She grounded out to the pitcher in the second and struck out in the third. So she's looking to get a base hit here. Steps in on the right side to face Madison Martinez, and she's actually the first batter that faced Maddie Martinez. That's a ground ball up the middle. Oh, it's going to be a stat. Oh, and then she can't get it out of her glove. A diving stab on infield single is what we're going to call that, because it was very well hit. McKaylee Morion at second base dove to her right, stabbed the ball, come to her knees and tried to pull the ball out, could not find the handle. She was reaching around on the right side for the handle, and it was on the left side. But a great stab there by McKaylee. It is an infield hit for Balone, so a 2-out single, and that brings to the plate Jasmine Marufo, who looks at a called ball. No, he called it a strike. He just took him a while to put the hand up. I thought I heard him say strike in my ears. So strike 1 to Marufo. So she'll step back on the right side. Martinez gets her pitch. 0-1 the count, 2 down. Runner at first base. The pitch bounces it up there. Again, Perseus keeps that in front of her. So the runner will stay put. 1-1 now the count. Leah So on deck, and then we're back to the top of the order as Sanaya Haynes, the leadoff batter, and shortstop is in the hole. Gallup trying to add to their run total with the 5-run lead right now. That pitch misses away and high for ball 2 to Marufo. Only the second hit given up by Martinez since she came in. A 2-out hit. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Pop fly. Do we have room? Aguilar says, I think I do. Oh, and then she's unable to catch it. So Persea is probably shaking her head on that one as it hits her glove and then falls. For a strike instead of an out. So 2-2 now the count with 2 outs. So Marufo with a second opportunity here steps back in. The 2-2 count with 2 outs. Runner at first base as Martinez goes back to work. Swung on, hit out the center field, coming on hard, and making the play is Kenna Morrison for out number 3. So there was 1 hit, but there was no runs, no errors, and 1 runner left on base. So through 4.5, the score remains 7-2 in favor of the Bengals. We'll be back, bottom half, home half, coming up.
Please pardon our dust as we move into our new facility at Artesia Animal Clinic. We've begun the process of moving into our new facility, which features more exam rooms, expanded surgery and treatment rooms, lab, x-ray, and larger kennels. We're so excited to be moving into our new facility, and we look forward to being better able to help care for your pets. Artesia Animal Clinic, now moving into our new clinic in the same location, 110 West Mahone, just north of Artesia Ford Sales.
Bulldog Pride is about family. It's about being the best both in the game and in the community. It's about giving your all and having your teammates back. This is Pastor Jason Perry, and here at New Hope Baptist Church, we can relate to the Bulldogs. Our church is a family, and we focus on allowing the Lord to be the best both in our church and in our community. Here at New Hope, we know it's a new year, and there's new hope for a new you. We're praying for Bulldog victory in the game and victory in your life through Jesus Christ.
Looks like she's in good shape. She looks like she's in good shape. All right, we're back here as the bottom of the 5th inning will bring to the plate Caden Apodaca, the number 3 hitter in the lineup. She is 1-for-2 in the ball game, and her first pitch she sees is down and in. It bounces up there, in fact, for ball 1. Cleanup batter, batting number 2 here in the inning is Perseus Aguilar. She's on deck, and Zoe Warren in the hole for the Bulldogs as Lincoln brings the 1-0, and that's going to fall in there for strike 1. As it was one of those changeups that had that up and down coming in. All right, so 1-1 the count with nobody out. Apodaca at the plate. Here's the pitch swung on. Pop fly in the infield. And the pitcher. And it drops. So an error on the pitcher. She reaches on the E1, does Apodaca. All right, so Perseus Aguilar will come to the plate. Perseus is 1-for-2. She singled in the 3rd and scored a run. She also reached on an error in the 1st, so she's been on base both times at the plate. Once via error and once via a single, and she has that run scored. Here's the pitch. Ooh, I was thinking she was going to cut that one in half. Did he call that a... Oh, he didn't. He called it a strike. So 0-1 the count to Perseus, so she'll step back in on the right side with the runner in the form of Caden Apodaca down at first base and nobody out. Pitch swung on. That's a line drive out to left field. That's a single. Moves the runner over to second base. So an error and a single, and the Bulldogs back to work here with nobody out and runners at first and second. And that'll bring number 8, Zoe Warren, to the plate. Zoe, playing out in right field, is 1-for-1 in the ballgame. She walked in the 1st and singled in the 3rd. So she'll step in on the right side, ready to go against Catherine Lincoln. Here's the wind and the pitch. Swung on, fouled backwards for strike 1. Kinsey Carlo on deck and McKaylee Morion in the hole for the Bulldogs as they, with nobody out, have their leadoff batters on in the form of an error and a single here in the bottom of the 5th, down by 5. Here's the pitch. And that's one of those change-ups that would be hard for me to lay off of because it's coming there so slow, but she did. But it was called a strike as it dropped in. So 0-2 now to Zoe Warren. The pitch swung on. That's going to be a base hit on the left side, and they're going to hold the runner up at third base. So the left fielder, Chaley Basente, comes in. It goes off her gloving up, but they coach holds all the runners. So now with nobody out, Zoe Warren singling. The bases are juiced for the Artesia Bulldogs as you've got Caden Apodaca at third, Perseus Aguilar at second, and now Zoe Warren at first after that hit. And there's a line drive, center field, and it's not enough as the running back and catching that, and the center field was Taylor Morgan right on the warning track. So the sacrifice RBI, man, that's twice now that I thought might have the legs to get out of here. She does get an RBI, does Kenzie Carlo for the first out. And the runners stay put at first and second, but the runner Caden Apodaca scores and comes home on the sacrifice deep fly. That'll bring McKaylee Morion to the plate. She also has a sacrifice RBI. She was the one that was the other deep shot to center field earlier. She hits that down the line, but foul on the left side for strike one. So she has an RBI with a sacrifice fly out to deep center field the last time the Bulldogs had the bases loaded. And she also struck out in the first inning. So out in the corner, again, Basenti goes and gets it back to the infield. 0-1 the count to McKaylee. On deck is the pitcher, Maddie Martinez, and in the hole, Jenna Whitmire, the left fielder. The pitch swung on. That's going to be right at the shortstop. She's going to throw it to first base in time. So they double her up. Getting too far off the bag there was Zoe Warren. So the Bulldogs, with the running error, will give the double play there. 6-3 double play. All right, so let's see here. So the Bulldogs do get the 2 hits, but they only get 1 run off of them. And no errors, and let's see, 1 runner left on base. So we've played 5 full, and our score now 7-3 in favor of the Bengals. Top of the 6th coming up.
When it comes to your tires, don't take any shortcuts. Trust Forest Tire. They've been keeping you rolling for 78 years. Forest Tire knows tires, and they know that being there is what matters most. That's why Michelin packs more innovation inside its tires to maximize performance without sacrificing capabilities, so you can continue to go the extra mile to be there for the ones who matter most, delivering service that exceeds your expectations. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
To plant or not to plant? That is the question. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Our tomato plants and pepper plants are ready to go. If you plant them now, you might have homegrown tomatoes and peppers before anyone else, or the frost might kill them. As Clint Eastwood would say, do you feel lucky? You'll either be the smartest gardener in the county, or you'll get to replant them all over again. I say go for it. You'll get more practice and we'll get more business. This is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company, and I apologize to William Shakespeare.
Okay, we're back here in the top of the 6th inning. The Bengals leading the Bulldogs 7-3 here in game number 2, and Leah So at the plate. The pitch just a bit outside. Ball 1. 1-0 the count. Sanaya Haynes on deck, the shortstop, and in the hole is the second baseman, Brenna Basenti, for the Bengals. As they have led the entire game here in game number 2. They got 3 in the top of the first and have led ever since. That one called strike 1, so 1-1 now on So. She is 0 for 2 in the ball game. She hit into a 5-3 ground out and then hit to the third baseman, who just stepped on the bag, had a force out over there. So 0-2. She steps back in. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, hit well to center field. Back, but now coming forward is Morrison, and she will make that out number 1. So a little bit confusing out there, but she is able to make the play. So that gets us back to the top of the order. Sanaya Haynes will step in. She is 1 for 2 with a single, a walk, and 2 runs scored here in the ball game. She steps in. Martinez still waiting, so Haynes is going to back out of the batter's box as Martinez still waiting on her pitch. Now she gets it, and so Haynes will step back in. On deck is Brenna Basenti, and in the hole, Catherine Lincoln, the pitcher. The pitch, she's going to try to bunt, and it's fouled back for strike 1. Defense for the Bulldogs, Zoe Warren in right, Jenna Whitmire in left, Kenna Morrison in center, Kenzie Carlo at third, Riley Crandall at short, McKaylee Morion at second, and at first is Caden Apodaca with Perseus Aguilar behind the plate, and the pitcher, Maddie Martinez. Her and Apodaca switched back in the fourth, I think. There's a swing and a foul tip back to the net for Haynes, which is strike 2. So Martinez ahead here to the leadoff batter. Well, she's the second batter in the inning. She's the leadoff batter in the lineup in Sanaya Haynes. 1 out, and Maddie gets her pitch from the dugout. Artesia sets up on the outer third. Here's the pitch. That's where she put it. It's a ground ball. McKaylee Morion will pick it up and fire it to first base. Boy, she did that perfectly because there wasn't much time. Racing down the line was Haynes, and that 4-3 put out by about a step. Morion to Apodaca is out number 2. So the second baseman, number 2 hitter in the lineup, the number 3 hitter here in the inning, Brenna Vicente, steps in on the left side. She is 1 for 2 with a walk and 2 runs scored, and she looks at ball 1, I guess a little low, so 1-0 the count. Third batter in the lineup, fourth batter here in the inning is on deck, Catherine Lincoln, the pitcher, and in the hole is Taylor Morgan, who's playing out in center field for the Bengals. Here's the 1-0, swung on. That's going to be a base hit on the right side. Out in right field, Zoe Warren will fire it to first base. Not in time. So a single, 2-out single for Vicente will bring Catherine Lincoln to the plate. That's the third hit given up since coming in for Maddie Martinez. 2 outs, and Lincoln will step in. She is 0 for 3, but she did reach on an error back in the 4th inning. Has an open stance as she steps in on the right side. Here's the pitch from Martinez. Swung on. That's going to be a base hit into left field. Whitmire will get over there and cut it off and hold the runner at second base. Good job by Jenna Whitmire out there, as that was a rope down the over the third baseman's head and into the left field. But Whitmire races over it, cuts it off before it gets to the fence, and fires it back in. So back-to-back singles with 2 outs brings the cleanup batter, Taylor Morgan, to the plate. She is 2 for 3 with a home run, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored. So a dangerous batter. She's got runners at first and second with 2 outs. First pitch. Ball 1 as it missed down and away. On deck is Chaley Vicente, and in the hole, Steph Charlie for the Bengals here with 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning. They've got a 4-run lead, but are threatening here in the inning with runners at first and second. And the cleanup batter at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Good pitch there by Maddie. 1-1 the count. Any out, says the barking guy. Get it, any out. They got 4 outs at first, second, and third. Here's the pitch. Held her swing. Checked it, so ball on the outside. 2-1 now the count to the batter, Taylor Morgan. Martinez awaiting her pitch. Now she's looking at her armband and steps back onto the rubber. Morgan back into the box, and the 2-1 pitch. Foul tip back. It got in on her hands. She was able to fight it off, but strike 2. So 2-2 now the count. Again, Martinez waiting the pitch. She's standing at the back of the circle, now gets it and steps up onto the rubber. 2-2 counts with 2 outs and runners at first and second. Here's the pitch. Foul tip back on the check swing. The count remains 2-2. Between innings, we've been discussing up here in the tackle box, we've been talking about the singers. And I'm getting a lesson in who's singing and when they played and who they sang with. And very knowledgeable folks up here on the singing. Here's the pitch. That's a ground chopper right back to the pitcher. And 1-3 is a put out, Maddie to Caden. And that'll end the threat. There were 2 hits, but no runs scored on those 2 hits. They leave 2 runners on base, no errors. And the score remains 7-3 as we go into the bottom half of the 6th inning. The Artesia Bulldogs coming up for their half, trying to get some runs here. We'll be back.
With the price of gas really high, you may be looking for a more economical car or truck. Well, look no further than Artesia Ford Sales. Artesia Ford Sales is known for their selection of Ford certified pre-owned vehicles. And right now, that reputation means Artesia Ford is able to have in stock a great selection of gas-sipping vehicles for you to consider. With certified pre-owned, you can rest assured your purchase is top quality and qualifies for a much lower interest rate than a typical used car. So save money on gas and save money on your monthly payment with a quality certified pre-owned car from Artesia Ford Sales.
When that problem arises, one call to Crouch Plumbing and Heating is all it takes. Crouch's plumbers and technicians are highly trained. No problem is too big or too small for Crouch. Whether you need a water heater replaced, a gas line run, a leaky faucet repaired, or your heater or AC serviced, Crouch can do it all. Your problem is their problem, till it's no longer a problem. Call on Crouch for timely response, quality workmanship at a fair price. Servicing Carlsbad and Artesia.
There you go. There you go. All right, so we're back here, bottom of the 6th inning. Again, I was getting some knowledge, some very valuable knowledge as Maddie Martinez was stepping on the right side. She looks at the ball bounce up there for ball 1. Maddie is 0 for 2 in the ball game. She has flown out and grounded out, so looking to get off the schneid. Robbie Blue quote. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a hit out to center field, but the center fielder will make her way to it. Taylor Morgan with the fly out catch, and out number 1. And you heard the PA say the next batter is Jenna Whitmire, left fielder for the Bulldogs. She is 1 for 2. She singled in the 2nd inning and then grounded out in the 4th. She steps in with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Strike 1 called on the inside half of the plate. On deck is the leadoff batter for the Bulldogs, Riley Crandall, and in the hole, Kenna Morrison. As they've got 4 runs to make up to get back to a tie ball game. Here's the pitch. There's strike 2 on the changeup. As that fell in there for the called strike. So down quickly is Jenna, 0-2. She'll be shortening up here with 1 out. Here's the pitch from Lincoln. And she checks swing. That was a good check. And they ask for help, and the umpire down the way says safe. 1-2. All right, so 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch from Lincoln. There's the changeup, and it's going to be a dropped fly ball. I think that's an error. She had to jump for it, so you call it a single. You guys are good for these. All right, so we're going to call it a single up here in the tackle box. It was dropped by the shortstop, but she had to go up for it, so a hard hit single for Jenna Whitmire. 1 out, and that brings Riley Crandall to the plate. She's 1 for 3 in the ball game. She's going to hit that hard. The second baseman bobbles it, but gets it. Oh, in time. Yes, she was. 4-6, the put out on the fielder's choice. So out at second baseman is Whitmire just by a step as she slides in. I guess by a hand as she slid in head first. But that is out number 2. So at the plate now is Kenna Morrison for the Bulldogs. Here's the pitch. Low for ball 1. Kenna is 1 for 3 and a run scored here in game number 2. And that ball finally got blown into the hole of the, it blew into the hole and fell off the net off the top. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2. So 2-0 now to Morrison with Apodaca in the on-deck circle and Aguilar waiting in the hole for the Bulldogs. 2 outs, 7-3. Bulldogs down by 4 here in the bottom of the 6th. There's a change-up, a little flare to the left side, and that's caught by the first baseman. She dives and makes the catch on the fly-out. So the Bulldogs get a hit, but no runs. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left on base. 6 full have been played, and the score remains 7-3 in favor of the Gallup Bengals. We'll be back.
This is Renee.
Happy to be here.
She's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, turning her 4-acre lot into a little slice of heaven behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Renee runs with us because the most important job is the next one.
That's all I got.
Nothing runs like a Deere. Hear Renee's story at Deere.com.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
When was the last time a bank asked you about your needs or your goals? When you're a member of Artesia Credit Union, you get to use your money for something more important than fees and finance charges. You get to use your money for you. Membership is open to anyone who calls New Mexico home. Become a member of Artesia Credit Union today and see what your partners can do for you. North 5th Street in Artesia or online at artesiacu.org. Artesia Credit Union, member NCUA.
All right, we're back here, top of the 7th, and the score 7-3 in favor of the Gallup Mingles. Martinez ready to go, and Chaley Basenti at the plate. The first pitch is over her head, a fastball for ball 1. Basenti is 0-for-2 and was hit by a pitch. She also has a run scored, and that's ball 1. And they're singing blah, blah, blah over in the Gallup dugout. There's a little reach-out chopper to the shortstop. Coming up, throwing in time. Oh, that was close. But a single, infield single for Chaley Basenti, as the umpire said she beat it out. So on at first base is Basenti, and that brings Steph Charlie, the catcher, to the plate. Bang, bang play over there. Just kind of a slow ground ball, and coming up firing was Crandall, but not in time. So leadoff single. Here's the bunt effort. Is bunted down and back for strike 1 for Charlie. So the 4th hit issued by Martinez since entering the game. Has the leadoff batter down at first base on again a bang bang play there. Nobody out, and Martinez right on the back of the circle waiting for her pitch, and she'll get it and ready to go. Charlie steps back in. That's Steph Charlie, the catcher. Here's the pitch. Just missed in or high or both for ball 1. 1-1 now the count. Right fielder, number 2, Morgan Malone on deck, and the first baseman, Jasmine Marufo, in the hole for the Lady Bengals. As number 12, Steph Charlie, is squared around like she's going to bunt, and she doesn't get the bunt down. The throw down is not in time. So kind of double clutching it there was Perseus Aguilar. The middle infield didn't see her coming, I guess. They were late getting to the bag. I think may have gotten her, but if they had recognized she was coming, but nope. So she's now safe at second with nobody out. That was a bunt effort strike, so the count now 1-2. The pitch swung on, hit well out to center field, but making her way over to it and catching it and getting it in is Kenna Morrison for out number 1 on the fly out. And that'll bring number 2, Morgan Malone, to the plate. She is the right fielder for the Gallup Bengals, and she is 1 for 3. She grounded out to the pitcher back in the 2nd, struck out in the 3rd, and then singled in the 5th. And she has a runner in scoring position out at second base to try to pad the lead. They lead by 4 here in the top of the 7th, do the Bengals from Gallup, but never hurts to get more runs. Here's the pitch, swung on, pop fly to the right side, and it'll get out of play. Oh, almost a hole-in-one on our backstop net. And that will roll. No, it's not going to get off. It'll stay up there. So strike 1 on the foul ball. And what I'm talking about, fans, if you've never been here, there's a netting over the stands here, so the ball is rolling around up there. 0-1 pitch. Just missed high, I guess, so 1-1 the count. 1-1. One out, runner at second base. The count 1-1. The pitch down for ball 2, so 2-1 now the count. Marufo on deck, and the number 9 here in the lineup, third baseman Leah So in the hole. As Martinez again looking over to the dugout to get her pitch. She will get it. 2-1 the count. And the pitch, Aguilar sets up on the outer third. That's where she hit it. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Good pitch there. Hit it right on the spot. And the swing and the miss is strike 2. So 2-2 now the count with 1 out. Bulldogs looking to keep that runner at second and then come in and score 5 runs to get the win. That's the plan anyway. Little pop fly to right field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Zoe Warren coming on strong, and she'll keep the runner at third base as she goes from second to third on the single. So Balone with her second hit of the ball game. She now stands at... Whoa, what happened? I looked down. Oh, so she moves over as the Bulldogs weren't paying attention is what I'm going to say.
Now batting number 6, the first baseman,
So at third base is Vicente, who led off with a single, and now at second after getting a single and moving over on the Bulldogs defense is Balone, and at the plate is the first baseman, Marufo. She's going to tap that to the third baseman, throw across in time. So Carlo to Apodaca, 5-3 the put out, and that is out number 2
Now batting number 13,
on the first pitch that Marufo saw. And so that'll bring the number 13, the third baseman, Leah So, to the plate. She is 0 for 3 as she'll step in with runners at second and third. And Martinez ready to go. Here's the pitch. In for ball 1. 1-0 the count. On deck is the top of the order, Sanaya Haynes, the shortstop. And in the hole, the second baseman, Brenna Vicente for the Bengals. Martinez ready to go. Aguilar setting up on the outer third. Here's the pitch. Swung on, little pop fly, and fading back and making the play at second base is Michele Morion. So there were 2 hits, but no damage done as they stranded at second and third are their base runners. No errors and 2 left on base. We have played 6.5, and the Bulldogs now with their half to get at least 4 runs to keep the game going, as it is 7-3 in favor of the Gallup Bengals. We'll be back.
Central Valley Electric Education Foundation scholarships are now available for CVE members and their dependents. The scholarships can be used by graduating high school students or adults who are continuing their education. Applications are being accepted through April 15, 2022. Visit cvecoop.org/scholarships for eligibility and an application, or call Central Valley Electric Cooperative at 575-746-3571. Remember, these scholarships are available for students of all ages. Apply today.
This is Renee.
Happy to be here.
She's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, turning her 4-acre lot into a little slice of heaven behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Renee runs with us because the most important job is the next one.
That's all I got.
Nothing runs like a Deere. Hear Renee's story at Deere.com.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Apodaca, and she looks at a ball in the turf for ball 1. As need base runners and need scores here, the Artesia Bulldogs down by 4 runs here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the next pitch, 1-0 pitch. Inside and high for ball 2. So Caden ahead in the count now. She is 1 for 3. Singled and also reached on an error, and she has scored a run. Here's the pitch. Bounces it through the wickets of the catcher for ball 3. 3-0 the count. Is wickets a cricket term? Something? Whatever, it's 3-0. Here's the pitch. Swung on, pop fly on the infield, and the second baseman will make the catch. So Brenna Vicente comes flying across the middle of the infield, and that is out number 1 on a 3-0 pitch. And so Perseus Aguilar coming to the plate with 1 out. And the Bulldogs down by 4 runs. Perseus steps in on the right side. She is 2 for 3, and she looks at a called strike 1. She has a pair of singles, and she also reached on an error. So she's been on base all 3 times today, or here in the second game. Has a run scored. Here's the pitch. Swung on. It's a ground ball to the second baseman. She picks it up and fires it to first. 4-3. So the Bulldogs are down to their last out here as back-to-back plays by the second baseman. Brenna Vicente has 2 outs, and Zoe Warren at the plate for the Lady Bulldogs. Zoe coming to the plate here. She's 2 for 2 with a walk, a pair of singles, but has yet to get across the plate, so she needs to start the 2-out rally. Here's the pitch. inside pitch. She chops foul back to the net for strike one. On deck is the third baseman, Kinsey Carlo, and in the hole, second baseman, McKaylee Mordion for the Bulldogs, as they've got 4 runs at a minimum to get across here with 2 outs. The pitch bounces up there for ball 1. Lincoln has gone the whole way. She has given up, I believe, 6 hits, only 1 walk. You got 9, so I miscounted. That's probably more accurate. Strike called on the inner half of the plate, so Warren now down 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2. 2 and 2 now the count. 6, 7, 8. I miscounted again. You got 9 hits down there? Here's the pitch. That's going to be a hit into right field on the going that way. She's going to have to hurry, and she does beat it out. The right fielder came up throwing to first base, but she does beat it out for the 2-out single, does Zoe Warren. So started off here the 2-out rally. That'll bring Kinsey Carlo to the plate, batting from the right side. Kinsey is 0 for 3 in the ball game. Has an RBI. And there's called strike 1 on the changeup. So 1 the count, 2 outs. Zoe Warren at first base. Here's the pitch, swung on, down the line, foul on the third base side. So strike 2 to Kinsey. On deck is Mordion, and in the hole, the pitcher, Maddie Martinez. And the Bulldogs do need to get to her and beyond. They got to get some runs here, keep this game going. Bottom of the 7th and a 4-run deficit for the Bulldogs. 7-3 is our score. They won game 1. I think it was 6-2. Here's the wind and the pitch. Outside, ball 1. So 1 and 2 now the count. The wind and the pitch. High, ball 2, 2 and 2. Catherine Lincoln moving very quickly as she has all game long, looking for the complete game here. And the win with the lead 7-3 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, staying alive, fouling it over to the locker rooms. Couldn't think of the word I was looking for. Locker room roof off to the right side. So 2-2 the count remains. The wind and the pitch. Change up, bounces up there for ball 3. So a full count now for Kinsey. Morion in the on-deck circle. As Kinsey gets ready for the full count pitch with 2 outs. Warren should be off and running on this pitch, and she is, and that's ball 4. So the walk puts runners at first and second. And McKaylee Mordion coming to the plate. As McKaylee is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice RBI. Strikeout and a ground out. She'll step in with 2 outs. And the tying run over in the on-deck circle for the Bulldogs in the form of the pitcher, Maddie Martinez. Here's the first pitch to Mordion. Swung on. That's a little pop fly in the infield, and that's going to end the ball game as the pitcher, Catherine Lincoln, will catch that. So the Bulldogs get a hit, but no runs. They leave 2 runners on base, and there were no errors. So the final score here at the Mack Chase Complex is 7-3 in favor of the Gallup Bengals as the Artesia Bulldogs and Gallup Bengals split the game today, or split the doubleheader. We're going to go ahead and get this Guy Chevrolet post-game show going. When we come back, we'll have the final stats. Stay tuned.
It's Chevy Truck Month at Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia. Right now, take advantage of 0% APR for 48 months, plus a $1,000 accessory allowance when you purchase eligible GM accessories. We invite you to come see us today for a quick, hassle-free buying experience and drive home your new Chevy, Buick, or GMC, or one of our hand-picked pre-owned vehicles. Visit GuyChevy.com or come see us now at Guy Chevrolet Company on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia.
On approved credit, must finance with GM Financial. Offer ends April 2nd, 2022.
Artesia Plumbing and Heating is your authorized Carrier air conditioning dealer. Home owned and operated for over 41 years. Artesia Plumbing and Heating installs residential, commercial, and industrial industrial air conditioners. Artesia Plumbing and Heating handles your plumbing, heating, and air conditioning needs, including the conversion of evaporative coolers to refrigerated air systems. Cut cooling costs with high-efficiency carrier unit. Artesia Plumbing and Heating is a proud supporter of the Artesia Bulldogs and Lady Dogs and wishes them the very best in this sports season. Artesia Plumbing and Heating, 746-3712.
Central Valley Electric Education Foundation scholarships are now available for CVE members and their dependents. The scholarships can be used by graduating high school students or adults who are continuing their education. Applications are being accepted through April 15, 2022. Visit cvecoop.org/scholarships for eligibility and an application, or call Central Valley Electric Cooperative at 575-746-3571. Remember, these scholarships are available for students of all ages. Apply today.
This is Renee.
Happy to be here.
She's not some influencer. She's more of a groundbreaker, turning her 4-acre lot into a little slice of heaven behind the wheel of a John Deere 1 Series tractor. Renee runs with us because the most important job is the next one.
That's all I got.
Nothing runs like a Deere. Hear Renee's story at Deere.com.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia and Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
When was the last time a bank asked you about your needs or your goals? When you're a member of Artesia Credit Union, you get to use your money for something more important than fees and finance charges. You get to use your money for you. Membership is open to anyone who calls New Mexico home. Become a member of Artesia Credit Union today and see what your partners can do for you. North 5th Street in Artesia or online at artesiacu.org. Artesia Credit Union, member NCUA.
I'm not going to do that. All right, well, welcome back, Bulldog fans. The Artesia Bulldogs do fall in Game 2, 7-3. Getting the win was Catherine Lincoln. She went the whole way for the Gallup Bengals, and I was looking and I missed. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss. She ends up giving up 10 hits, only 2 walks, and she gets the complete game win. And taking the loss for the Artesia Bulldogs was the starting pitcher, Caden Apodaca. She was swapped out with Maddie Martinez, but she does take the loss. Caden's line was 3 strikeouts, 4 walks, and 4 hits, and gave up those 3 runs to be down 3. Actually, she gave up 6 runs to be down 6-0 when Maddie came in, Martinez. The Gallup Bengals get their 7 runs. They got 3 in the first and 4 in the third. They get them off of 10 hits. There was 1 Bulldog error, and the Bengals leave 9 runners on board. Their final score, 7 runs. For the Artesia Bulldogs, offensively, Riley Crandall went 1 for 4 with a single. Kenna Morrison also 1 for 4 with a single and a run scored. Caden Apodaca had a 1 for 4 afternoon with a run scored. She reached also on an error. Perseus Aguilar was 2 for 4. She reached 3 times. She reached on an error in the first, and she ended up with 2 singles and a run scored. Zoe Warren went 3 for 3 from the plate, plus a walk, so she was on base all 3 times, but was never driven home. Kenzie Carlo was 0 for 2 with a sacrifice RBI, and also reached on a walk. McKaylee Morion was 0 for 3 with a sacrifice RBI. Madison Martinez went 0 for 3 at the plate, and Jenna Whitmire 2 for 3. She had a pair of singles and 1 ground out. So the Artesia Bulldogs get their 3 runs, 1 in the first, 1 in the third, and 1 in the fifth. They had those total 3 runs off of 10 hits. There was 1 error on the Gallup Bengals, and the Bulldogs leave 10 runners on base. All right, so next week we've got Bulldog Baseball and Bulldog Softball right here on KSVP Radio, AM 990 and FM 93.7. And, of course, KSVPTV.com live streaming. You can also find us on our Facebook and YouTube channels, KSVP Radio. On behalf of Gene Dow and our camera lady, Diana. Man, I got to get that down. We want to thank you for tuning in here, and we'll see you next week. Have a great rest of your weekend.
That concludes this broadcast of Bulldog Sports on KSVP AM and FM and at KSVPTV.com. Bulldog Sports on KSVP AM and FM and KSVPTV.com is presented by Eastern New Mexico University Roswell, Artesia Animal Clinic, Artesia Ford Sales, J.S. Wharton Sun Insurance, La Fonda, Sandy Stockton, and State Farm of Artesia, Smile Expressions, Artesia Family Healthcare and Presbyterian Medical Services, Artesia General Hospital, Roswell Seed, Guy Chevrolet, KFC of Artesia, Moppin and Brown Dentistry, Pop's Diner, Forest Tire, Western Bank of Artesia, Artesia Credit Union, Pecos Valley Equipment, Oasis Computers, Eastern New Mexico University, Catalyst Church, Brandon Williams and Farm Bureau Insurance, Cisco Equipment, Artesia Plumbing and Heating, TMJ Auto, New Hope Baptist Church, H&R Block of Artesia, Castle Rentals, Kane Electric, Frost Mortgage, Incredible Printing, Bobcat Auto, and Tate Branch of Artesia. Thanks for joining us for this presentation of Bulldog Sports on KSBP AM and FM. We now return you to your regular scheduled programming.
Paul tells us in Galatians chapter 6 and verse 7, you will always harvest what you plant. There are paths we take in life that take us
on the globe and reduce poverty as well, yet no one wants to hear the story.
So it's such a no-brainer, and I say it a little